So entire part 1 could have been an email. The reunion part 1, a total email.
I'm not really sure what I've done to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
The rest of it's just blown opportunities for more questions and eye rolls.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, I'm glad that we decided to do both of them together because there was no way we could have done 2 episodes separately about this. By the way, Vanderpump Rules Season 3 Reunion is what we're talking about.
That's exactly right.
Right. This is But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio podcast. We have finally made it to the end of Season 3. We got more of the same, less of what we needed, and everybody looks super strange. I'm Sundi Rose, and I'm the pop culture professor and self-proclaimed expert. Emphasis
I
on
am Jeff.
self-proclaimed.
Oh, so those are reunions, so I wanted to interrupt you.
That's right. Should we just shout over each other the whole time?
Not one complete sentence for a straight hour. I am Jeff, the hospitality industry expert. And once again, for this reunion, it took place in a restaurant. So that's how that factors into this.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
I also need you to know that you couldn't make it 1 minute on a Housewives reunion. You think this is bad? Andy Cohen got up and walked out of the Salt Lake City reunion. He did. He's like, fuck this. I can't. Y'all are screaming. He got up and just left because they were screaming. So
look, you know I'm not big on like AI, but there could have been a TV screen with Andy Cohen's head there, like Max Headroom style, and this would have been just the exact same. I mean, I think Andy's great. He's the best part of this whole thing, really. But
yeah,
I mean, the rest of them, like, what? Why don't y'all just? I mean, I have another way for them to do it. Also,
what do you mean? Tell me.
If we're taking suggestions.
Yes, well,
like,
we're given suggestions.
Coming from my very cool restaurant person background, like I've seen people in arguments and they don't want to fight. Nobody wants to make too big of a deal out of it. So they'll just go like shot for shot and tell each other how they're feeling. So it's like, boom, let's do a shot, insult, insult, boom, a shot, insult, insult. And I'm like, this would have been more entertaining that way than this. Like they find a little something and yell about that, find a little something and yell about that for a while.
We have seen what havoc these folks can wreak drunk. I don't want them anywhere near a bottle until Peter and Jiggy comes out at the end. God, Peter's now relegated to Shay and Jiggy.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. But it starts out with a little behind the scenes. And I am going to say this now. You know, I love Lisa Vanderpump. I do not want this to be like I am like turning on her. But she is a real male sympathizer. She is always going to default to the men and like take their side. And, you know, they open up a little behind the scenes and it's like Jax and Lisa walk in and just kind of kicking. And, you know, they were having some kind of like pre-game strategy session where she's like, listen, this is going to go real bad for you for a minute. Just stay the course. I got you. It's all good. Like there's like a whole it's like an unseen camaraderie between Lisa and the men.
Well, it's your favorite duo is Jax and Lisa lately.
I love them though.
Season 3 we've gotten them every episode. So why not now,
Jeff,
I guess.
When he offers to motorboat her later, like that was the best part of that reunion for me. Like at that, I could have quit right there. I was like, you know what? That's all I need to know. That's it.
I do like when she needs things explained to her, like Andy's explaining what it is as Jax is offering to do it to her. It's like, let this go on for 10 minutes, and it's better than Schwartz just looking exasperated. Like
somebody clue mom all in. But before we get into it, we need to talk about the seating because you know that's important.
We got it.
So Andy and LBP at the head, as always. To Andy's right, Katie, which well-deserved, Schwartz, Kristen, and then James, okay? And then to LBP.
No sound effects for James?
I mean, that deep U is doing all the work it needs to do. Listen, I've never seen a shirt that you can see both your nipples and your belly button. It is so deep. What is this man doing? Why do you need your décolletage out?
Well, he was
But either
clearly in
way,
a hurry. He wasn't even done with the haircut he was getting before he left, I don't think. Like, there's part of it here that's just like, was it a weed whacker situation going on right here? And then this
look,
is real long. Like, this hair very short, this hair very long right next to it. He's
look,
taking some
I'll say
chances.
this. You could say a lot about DJ James Kennedy, but he knows how to reunion. Okay? He does not back
Mm.
down. He interjects. Like I think I enjoy his energy a little bit more now on the other end of this season. After he got punched, because he does have a punchable face, as someone said. But before we get into it, though, 2 Lisas left is Jax, Sheena, Sandoval, and Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that lineup seem to you? If we're talking about like the most important people or the closest to the hosts, how does this lineup look to you?
That seemed, I mean, if I'd guessed, I think it would have been just like this. And especially like, okay, Stassi's going to come in halfway through. I'm like, well, they're just going to put her at top of the class immediately, no matter what, no matter
Yeah.
what's happened this season. Of course, that's going to happen. I like to also think that Vale was seated there just way down, the line there. Like,
Like I continue to say, why
what,
is Vale?
what is Vale?
Why do we need this woman? Like, what did she do? They didn't even like mention her in the 2 hours that we sat there. Her name was not brought up one time. Like, that time that we spent on Belle could have been better used somewhere.
Yeah, but I like the
But
seating overall. What do you think?
I I think that it is more about favorites at this point, because if we are talking about who played the most, like the heaviest hand in the season, or who shaped the narrative the most, or
Mm-hmm.
who had the most screen time, then it absolutely should have been Kristen next to Andy. It should have been Kristen next to Andy and Sandoval next to LVP. The entire season was about their shenanigans, but I think that it's more popularity with the host. Like Jax is always going to be within arm's reach of Lisa Vanderpump, I feel
I
like.
think if they get Kristen that close to Andy, they have to buy him one of those Bentleys that Lisa has custom made also, and Bravo didn't want to show that out because I don't think Andy wants to be any closer to her than
Uh-uh.
he is right there.
I don't think he
Um,
cares for her.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, I know, me too. Like, I just do not perceive that she's super well liked. But
I
then
don't either.
again,
They could have, Kristen and James could have not been there. I would have been just fine with it.
I too, and I do not like a pylon. Like, I don't like a pylon. And this was just one pylon after the other. They were piling on Kristen for a while, then they were piling on Jax for a little while, and then when Stassi comes out, they're piling on her. And it just doesn't seem, it's just not nice. Nobody wants to see somebody get ganged up on. And that's exactly what happened the whole time.
Yeah, it took me a minute before I could even like find a way to outline this. Finally, like 20 minutes in, I'm like, Miami trip. Okay, here we go. This is a subject, and we will see what
Mhm.
comes underneath it. But there's tons that happens before that. But like, I don't know, like a greatest hits of the year would have been just as amusing.
Seriously, I had the same thing, and I was like, well, Jeff will know. Jeff will know how we should talk about it. Really, before we get into much of the non-action, I want to talk a little bit about their looks, because
Uh-huh.
I know on a Housewives reunion, they have a directive. They say, okay, dress in jewel tones, or dress in
Yes.
shades of white, or do this or do that. It does not seem like they had a theme, unless the theme was chaperones at a middle school dance.
There's a little similar, like there's like that maroon and pink look kind of went through a few of Tom had it like, but I'm like shades of pink and maroon to red,
Well, the
like there
boys.
was, yeah. I mean,
I
Katie and
wrote,
Sheena kind of had it also.
I wrote, was purple a mandate? Because all the boys had some shade of purple. Jax looked like a bruise. I mean, he was the color of a deep bruise. And
Yeah,
he did not look great. He looked
no, we were 30
bloated.
seconds in and I was like, I'm so glad this is Jax's last episode of this because I feel
Yeah.
like that person is not showing up again.
Yeah, I mean, but didn't he look like really bloated, and he looked like his shave didn't get close enough, and maybe his haircut, like the clippers ran out in the middle. Like he didn't look great.
It looked like season 3 Jax to me. That dude is just looked like warmed over death most of this season so far.
Well, they get to it in a minute. And Ariana with that stupid lady boxer braid. What are you doing?
I don't think there's too many looks Ariana's going to put on that Sundi's going to think, yeah, that was the one to go.
Look,
I think you and Ariana here just have issues.
Later, she kind of comes into her fashion own, but like she's just making some real missteps. Sheena looked like mother of the bride, which I guess is like, but like if mother of the bride was going to the club. Katie is so matronly.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. What do you think about Schwartz's collarless shirt? How do you feel about a collarless shirt?
I think you know exactly how I feel of that. I mean, I did only write his name down as spelled Putz. So if that lets you know what we're thinking about over here at Casa Jeff, that's it.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
My favorite things about the reunions, I also already talked about James's deep.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to mention that, but yeah, we had.
It's so low. And my favorite thing about the reunions is when we get like little nuggets of things, almost like supplements to what we saw, because they start out with Jax immediately about Carmen. And so he saw her last night, and Kristen maintains that throughout this season, Carmen did not know that he was seeing someone. And Jax was like, I mean, she's so embarrassed. I saw her last night. And high fives himself. Like, I just don't understand this man's lack of self-consciousness, right? Like, okay, so you saw this woman last night, and then you're going to say something like this that she is going to see? Mm-hmm. Sir.
Well, look at all the things he has done and said with her that she continues to see and continues to show up for. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I like, as soon as this first answer comes to an end, I guess, because there are no answers pretty much the whole time. There are very few answers. There's a lot of screaming. His first answer is for Jax, even. It's all over the place.
Which
and then Andy like kind of
about Stassi.
Yeah. And then Andy kind of pulls it in. It's like, all right, let's finally begin. Kristen and Jax, a year ago, everybody hated both of you. And I was like, well, that hasn't, I mean, we're, so all situation normal.
Even before that, though, Andy has to remind us that we have two Toms. Andy, we watch this show. We know that there are two Toms. You don't have to say, oh, I'm going to call this one Schwartz. I'm going to call that one Sandoval. We participate with this show every week. So you're giving yourself away here. But this is also James's first reunion, but no, it's not, because he came out last year on the reunion.
I guess a little something from the corrections department there. Yeah. But he does make a great first impression with Andy on this one with like, well, hot people are just going to fuck each other. And it just goes horrible for him. I mean, everything he said, I thought he was going to be like, all right, that's the last thing I say here. Mm-hmm. Like,
look, you got to admire the commit to the bit. This man went in there. He probably even had some things written down on his hand that he was going to say.
That's exactly what I think.
Committed to him, and he did not back off. But like, I don't want to blow past this whole thing where Andy asks Jax, have you spoken to Stassi? Mm-hmm. His initial response is, no, I have not spoken to her in 2 years. Oh, well, Kristen's like, well, you told Carmen you had lunch. And then LVB pipes in, well, you told me that you spoke right before filming. And then you can hear chatter in the background. And the first time he's like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Sir, what are you doing?
I mean, sir, nothing, because producers, TV maker, Lisa Vanderpump, Andy Cohen, what are y'all doing? We haven't heard this guy. I mean, even if you like him for some reason or whatever, like, you've got to be able to count on something besides horseshit, and that's all you're getting from him. Like, and he did look like there were flies buzzing around him the whole time anyway. So he had a little pig finish.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I agree. This is not his best showing. But Andy does bring up that, and I've been saying this since literally season 1. Jax gets away with so much stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody is still sort of holding a grudge with Kristen. And Kristen does that thing where she's like, I mean, it's fine, whatever. I just find it interesting that. And then she goes into this big long diatribe about how everyone is still best friends with Jax and he gets a pass. But everybody's still mad at me. And everybody kind of murmurs. They're like, well, I mean, we don't really give him a pass. It's not like we're best friends with him. But yet you are. We saw it. We saw it. And Sandoval's like, he doesn't do it out of malice.
Yeah.
He didn't fuck my girlfriend twice out of malice. It's just out of insecurity, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm constantly wondering, you know, how I've always said, when you see the clown college together, it kind of does seem like Common Tom and Jax, right? Like, there isn't I've never seen the three of them and they seemed really that cohesive. I've always thought Tom and Tom and Jax, but I really wonder, especially as we go along, I bet in 2003 to 2012, it's different. But I wonder, like, really when the cameras are off, like, are they hanging out as much as they are when the cameras are on? Like, do you think Schwartz and Sandoval are calling up Jax that often? I mean,
I do. I do. I think that they are very, very good friends. I think they spend a lot of time with each other. I think that when the cameras are on, the relationships morph into something else.
mm-hmm.
And they're kind of playing like caricatures, but I absolutely do think that they spend any time. I mean, like, Tom and Jax were friends for many, many years from
Right.
some Miami. I absolutely think they're hanging out.
Well,
Sorry, it's making it. Okay.
let's finally get into like the first big topic, of course, like the Miami girl. You know,
Oh,
we gotta,
God.
yeah.
Jeff, like, what else is there to say? Is this like when I tell my students, you cannot write about legalizing marijuana and you cannot write about abortion and you cannot write about same-sex marriage? Do you know why? Because there is nothing else to say.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about this topic has been said, has been litigated, has been explored, investigated, interrogated. There is not one new thing to say about this at all.
Well,
But
do they
here we are.
incorporate ancient Chinese proverbs into their writings at all?
This man, what is his problem? And like, Katie immediately tries to rush in with some intellectual save. Like, no. What he means is,
Yeah.
no,
Correlation
Katie.
isn't causation, or vice
Yeah.
versa. Like,
No, what he meant was, just because you cheat doesn't make you a cheater. And he has to couch that in some kind of like dumb joke, and you can't make it sound smarter because you are begging a cheating ass man to put a ring on it. Every person on that stage is a cheater. And is this the time for the joke? But I mean, like, listen, if we were voting for worst joke of the episode, Lisa Vanderpump hands down wins the worst joke with he came across me something or another.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That will come up. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's not even the worst of the jokes. But the way that he continues to find new ways to make himself seem unserious, I mean, yeah. Okay. So another thing, what I also too is Ariana has also come in here prepared. If James has things written on his hand, she has a little crib sheet as well. Everything that is said that is rebutted. Oh, well, those text messages weren't true. I saw them all. The timeline was wrong. This says she is rebutting every single thing. And I listen. Sandoval said these words out loud, Jeff. He said, I make it real easy for Ariana to trust me.
Yeah.
In what way? Ma'am.
Yeah, I think it's because
what way?
Because he told her off camera that he actually cheated on her, and so she shouldn't be able to trust him. Is what I think he means.
But we did learn a little tidbit though that she sold her story to the tabloids, and that's kind of how Kristen, I guess. I don't really know. The timeline is that Kristen says that
Anne-Marie hit Kristen up on Instagram,
right? No,
and then she figured out who she was after that, and then that's how it got going.
Nuh-uh. So I think Kristen admits that she reached out to her first. Didn't Kristen say, okay, yes, I did admit to her because she had seen her story on some of the tabloids or whatever. And then Kristen reaches out to her on social media, right?
I thought the other way, but we don't need to
Well,
beleaguer that too much.
yeah, I mean, exactly. It's all been said. But then the talk turns to Jax's nose.
Yep.
And Andy is just saying Sundi's part out loud here. Like, nobody's buying that you're deviated, that your septum was deviated. And then Jax immediately goes straight to drugs. Like, what are you saying? I do drugs? Well, no, sir. Nobody said that but you. You just said that.
And why? But this is where I come up with the blown opportunities. Like, this is already like the sixth one. We're 4 minutes into this. Why doesn't Andy if he's going to bring that shit up, then just stay on it. Like, what did you do? Why did you get your nose fixed? It's like, there is something he wants to know, or does he just want to kind of embarrass him? Because why is that? I'm just not amused. Like, either make it cutesy and Jack's fun and move along, or like, if you're gonna start asking him stuff and he's on your stage, like, keep asking him. Like, if he gives an answer like, well, I didn't say it was drugs, and it's like, well, nobody brought that up except you. But now that you have brought it up, is that what it is? Do you use drugs regularly? Let's get into it. Everybody's wondering. Just kidding. Everybody knows. Like, why sprinkle it in there a little bit? Just stay on it. I mean, because we don't have we have very few answers from these 2 hours that we had before going into it, but there's ample opportunity for them.
And I think that you actually might be onto something too about, I don't think that they're necessarily interested in getting to the bottom of anything with Jax. I think Jax is a fan favorite. He is a production favorite. And by favorite, I mean, they give him the most. I think he did absolutely want to embarrass him. He got a few laughs out of that about his nose. He got a few laughs about the drugs, and they moved on. I mean, they come back around to him when they talk about Kristen, but he absolutely is just trying to use him as fodder for getting the crowd warmed up there. He's the comedian out there getting the crowd warmed up.
Oh yeah, well, they really bring it home with car selfie talk. That's good. That's good TV, bruv. Come on now.
Speaking of punchable faces, too, but then I'm not talking about Beamer or Civic selfies. I'm not doing it. I'm above it.
We're past it.
But they do go back to where they try to claim that Carmen didn't know that Jax was seeing Tiffany. But I am fairly certain we saw footage of her admitting that she did. But Katie was like, so what does it matter? Does it make it better they know each other? This is not Utah. You can't have more than one woman. Well, 2026 ideas and values says that you absolutely can have more than one woman. And what you're saying is kind of wackadoodle, because if everybody was aware of it, then there's no harm in it. I just think somebody got embarrassed is what it was. Carmen got embarrassed.
Yeah, well, if she's embarrassed, then why didn't she hang out with Jax yesterday? And if we're going to bring her up, get her out here and let's talk about it. Otherwise, they're all just sitting around speculating like we are. Like, I could have done this 9 weeks ago. What are we doing here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, apparently Andy, was kind of nasty to Carmen. And when she tried to introduce herself, she's like, "Oh, I'm Jax Taylor's girlfriend." He said, "Be more specific. That's a very long list."
Yeah. He does bring up the George Clooney thing like we did, like the Emile Clooney. And
it was cute, though. Jax got out of it in a really, really cute way. It's not that he doesn't want to sleep with smart women. It's what?
Smart women don't want to sleep with him. But right then, I want to have him press him more about that. Like, I don't know, man. His idea, I guess I don't need more of his thoughts on women than we already have.
No, sir. We don't need any more thoughts, because then we have to get his thoughts on San Diego. And this is the thing that Jax does, is when he's caught, he's abashed. So if you've noticed, he says sorry for a lot of these things. He's like, "Yeah, you're right. It was dumb. I was thinking oh, San Diego, I really shouldn't have done that." But he gets so mad at Kristen and James throughout this whole thing that he can't even hardly contain himself. But this whole thing about how he didn't bang this girl because he was helping her puke, that's your story?
Yeah. My favorite look back was he's like, well, you were coming out of that room awful sweaty. It's like, well, sweating because I knew it
Yeah.
would look bad. Like, that,
Or
what?
okay. Yeah. Then, everybody is talking about how much fun they had in the bachelorette trip, and that was a really good way to, bring everybody together. LVP 100% takes credit for Katie going, and then there's, these really dumb questions about, Katie, when you were on the boat having such a good time, did you feel like you wanted Stassi there?
Yeah.
That's a weird question to ask and a weird way to insert Stassi's name as a segue. Right? I mean, and Katie's still nice about her.
Yeah. It is very weird that she would get brought up like that. I think it's also weird that Kristen said she felt like she's walking on eggshells. It didn't really seem like she was that timid to me, and I've heard her clop around. I don't know if eggshells are really the surface she believes she's walking on there.
Does not have a light step.
But watching all these dudes disagree with who hooked up with who and what was going on, and Katie just wanting more from Tom at the same time, I really just want to give her a big moonstruck, snap out of it.
Yeah.
Please clue back in and watch this conversation and go, that's the guy I need right there.
Yeah. And too, and you were talking about missed opportunities. Andy missed so many opportunities, especially when they were talking about that very sus conversation between between Jax and Sandoval at the bar where he's like,
Yes.
stop ratting me out. That's the moment to press right there. And Andy does a little bit of it, but it's like, I said this and when we covered it on the episode, I was like, there is obviously something that Sandoval doesn't want Jax to reveal. They're establishing, and James picks up on it too. James says, here you go. I see y'all. I see the dome of the bro code slamming down. That's the missed opportunity right here. Go in on that. Why do you need him to not rat you out? Rat you out about what? You said this. Tell me more. And then Ariana jumps in because she's the smarter of the two. Pampered at the disco, Ariana is the smarter of the two.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Sandoval's he has ratted me out. And Andy and Lisa, ratted you out about what? And Sandoval goes, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
Why are you not because I don't want to go from that to being cutesy again. Let me get some actual answers from these folks.
Yeah. Well, that's when Ariana, who has more presence of mind, she's like, oh, they're not talking about just this one thing. They're talking about this idea that's lasted this whole lifetime of friendship. And he just wants them to generally be protective of it. No, that's not true. They are vaulting each other's secrets and you're protecting it. You're enabling it. And even when Kristen catches Sandoval in a lie again, right here, a new lie that we haven't seen about the night that they broke up or had a fight or whatever, and he claims that he was sleeping at Sheena's house, and he wasn't. He was at Ariana's until 8 a.m. Well, then they even make Kristen seem to be like, well, God, my dad had just died. Well, how dare you accuse us of anything nefarious? We're just talking. Well, then why did you lie about it? Right? And all of this stuff is out there in the ethos. And Andy is not trying to make it materialize. These folks are desperately trying to make it go away. And what the fuck is a reunion for, Jeff, if we do not get our teeth into this juiciness?
Oh, I mean, you said you like when we get the little nuggets that we hadn't seen before. That's what I'm here for. Just to see them dressed up a little more, rehashing the same shit and having the same arguments is not what I'm here for. The next topic that comes up, John in Miami, right? I feel like I know less than I did when I watched the show somehow. But we have your favorite joke from Lisa on here.
Also, I take issue with the idea that Jax has never met a gay person before just because he's in Michigan. They have gay people in Michigan.
Lisa kind of raised her eyebrow on that, never met a gay person.
Really. And I mean, Jax is the same age as us. He would have seen Ellen He would have had Queer
Well,
as Folk or whatever. Like, he understands that gay people exist in the world. I
no,
mean,
he sounds like an uncle of mine in his mid 80s in a town in South Alabama of 85 people who's like, well, we didn't have gay people when I was in the army. Like, well, you
which,
did. You just didn't know about,
yeah.
but
So,
it's not, but he can't know that, he can't know that. He wouldn't know what gay is because he loves women so much, Sundi.
well, a mouth is a mouth and a hole is a hole. That is
Very
that is
gross.
so
We're
gross.
done here. Andy, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
the coming across someone and the mouth and whole thing were really close together. Also, it's like, please. I think I've never wanted Stassi Schroeder to come out more in my life
really.
than those
But,
two are going on.
this whole bit about, I love women. So I just watched that Netflix documentary, Inside the Manosphere. And if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's
Yeah.
interesting. I'm not going to get into it, whatever. But all of these men maintain that they love women. Meanwhile, Jax is out here treating these women horribly. So you
Hmm.
can't really use I love women as an excuse for anything because you treat women so bad. Do you think he slept with John?
I think, I don't know, really. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. That's for sure. He
Yeah,
seems,
I
I mean, the
100%
I
believe
love
that.
women and I don't know gay people is such a way. And we talked about this on the episode enough already. It's like, he does come across so adamant about it, like only somebody trying to hide that they're gay for some reason would, and I think maybe somebody from the background he's talking about would only talk about being gay in a way of like, I don't even know any gay people,
But
like,
also, the way John talks about or talks to Jax, it doesn't just seem like this like really random hookup. He's like, oh my God, it took me so long to get over you. I still love you. I forgive you. And meanwhile, Andy is not pressing that bruise at all.
no, I
They're
wanted him to
making
press of
jokes
that.
about, yeah, they're making jokes about dirty dogs and sticking in anything. And it's like, yeah, great. We can have a laugh at Jack's expense. But like, let's get to the root of it.
I mean, he says something like, that was my first time. I've never been around things like, I can say that because I loved you also. Like something is going on, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
And so much of part one was just old footage. They
Mhm.
spent more time flashing back to the footage that we have already seen than they did with the folks talking about it. Until Stassi comes out, we're really just watching a recap of the season. And I was disappointed with that. I didn't care for that.
Yeah,
I do like how everybody really thinks that closure is a thing, right?
especially
Like,
Jax. Yeah.
yeah, and then also they talk about it too with Tom and Kristen. And this was okay. Whenever Andy asks Tom about that tearful conversation in Miami and they made us watch it again. Ugh. I don't understand how Ariana could ever have sex with that man after watching that. But after that tearful exchange, he asks, like, hey, what are these tears about? And Tom admits that he was really cold. The breakup was really like just he broke it off really quickly and he needed that as a way to kind of like get on the other side, which is like a form of closure. I liked that. I thought that was an interesting new insight
Yeah.
to that moment.
I mean, it was a little more insight, like you said, and I think it did sum it up in a way that we probably didn't see during the episode. But it wasn't, I mean, they could have just said that at the beginning of this whole section and we would have had that
Well,
information.
James says that when he watched it, he was real mad because that is not what he thought that conversation was going to be.
Yeah, I just wrote,
And
James didn't like it. Great.
that's
That's
right.
all.
Mm-mm. No, when she reached up and brushed his tear, he was like, this bitch. Like, he thought it was going to be a very different conversation.
Yeah.
More about, like, Stassi and Katie being really, really about Katie being so distraught about Stassi. And then we get a tease where Stassi's about to come. She's in the back doing fireball. And I'm like, hell yeah, girl. And let me tell you, though, the most interesting moments happened when the cameras kept rolling for break. And so
Yeah.
right here is so when Andy's like, "Okay, we're gonna break, and then we're gonna bring Stassi out," and then you hear Jax and Sandoval talking, and Jax is like, "So are we gonna be allowed to talk about blah, blah, blah?" And then Sandoval's like, "Well, you can talk about whatever you want." Jax, "Don't be a pussy."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I just don't wanna hurt her feelings," and all this. And so that was really interesting too, which I think we got that point. We'll get to it in a second.
No, but like you were saying, watching Stassi backstage like a boxer about to come out and hitting the
Uh-huh.
fireball and like, I'm going rogue. I was like, let's fucking go. All right, here's something new that'll get it going. And yeah,
I don't know though. I think the most interesting parts of this reunion was when Stassi came out. Like, I
absolutely.
would not have I would not have been able to watch another hour of that shit if she wasn't in there.
Right.
So Stassi's out. Okay, so she comes out. And before she does, Jax does say that he still loves her in a way that he would do anything for her and he'll protect her. So that's important to know. Sheena says we'll absolutely never be friends. And Sandoval comments on her extreme fear in that
Yeah.
last episode, which is also what I commented on. And she says that there
Yes.
were 2 reasons why she acted so bonkers. That she knows that Jax makes up lies and manipulates the situation, and she didn't want to put herself in that. And that 2, and I called this, she's in a relationship and she just didn't feel right filming with an ex-boyfriend. I knew that Patrick was a controlling motherfucker and that he was making it hard for her. I knew it.
I still might think that's a little bit of it, but I still think they're getting to what I was saying at the time. Like, again, she's pretty young woman still. So, I mean, this horrible relationship and breakup she had with Jax 3 years ago, I mean, she's 21, 22 years old when this is going on. And it was big and violent and public. And so a
Yeah.
lot of things. And so,
She
and
didn't feel so scared to call him up and ask him for money.
well, he did punch holes in her fucking wall also. So you're goddamn right. I'm going to call you and ask for money. You come over to my
I
house
know,
and
but
start
like
punching shit. I don't care if
she
you're my
wasn't too
best
scared
friend.
though. I mean, I'm
No,
just saying, I think that it was all Patrick. I think that I do not perceive Stassi to be some shrinking violet and where she's like, "Ooh, I'm so scared."
I don't either. And even if Patrick is involved, I don't think that's horrible. Maybe you're not a horrible controlling monster if you're just like, I don't think that super unhealthy relationship you had with that guy needs to be like even tested at all. Like, what? Jax is a horrible person. Like, the reason, like, so many questions about, like, why would you go running away from him? Like, why wouldn't you? You tell me one reason why any of you hang out with this guy for more than 2 hours. I would really love to hear it. Like, I've never heard, I mean, I've heard I'm good friends with him, but I've never heard, like, if somebody asks me, like, Sundi Rose, why do you hang out with her? Well, I'm happy to tell you all about it. I'll do that. I got a whole nother pod coming up. But I'm not just going to be like, because we've known each other for a while, and that's why I spend time with them. Like,
So,
why? Like,
do
there
you
is no reason for, like, what is Stassi, just like Tom removing himself from there when, Tiny Face came in. What positive thing, what are they going to have in a stimulating conversation? And I mean, Jax being like, I need to know about your family. Like, why do you need to know about my family when you drop me an email or whatever the fuck you said you did? Like, no, you don't need, you're my ex-boyfriend. Get away from me.
Okay, but so do you really think that if Patrick was not a factor, she would have acted the same way? And do
I'm
you think
saying
that if
that I don't think it's a bad move for her as a, you know, as anyone to not be around him. So whatever led to that, if it's Patrick, great. If it's just her on her own, great. Because you ask Stassi's dad if she should be around Jax. That's a no. You ask Dana with a Y if she should be around Jax. That's going to be a no. You go to that smart younger brother of hers. He's going to be like, no, that idiot I was playing games with, get away. The one who lies and drinks too much. Nah.
Well, Jeff, I have a feeling that if we, in a year, if we asked her dad or Dana with a Y or that younger brother if she should have been with Patrick or be around Patrick, they're going to say no. Because there's all this like subtext that the people are talking about whenever she's there, talking about, oh yeah, like Vanderpump Rules is just not Patrick's scene. I'm doing air quotes.
Right.
Because he's a real man. And Katie's rolling her eyes about it.
Yes,
And
that was
whenever
good. I
Andy,
thought that was
yeah. And when Andy presses her, she was like, well, no, I mean, he didn't give me an ultimatum, which, yes, he did. I 100% because Tom heard a rumor, which I know rumors are rumors, but that Patrick will break up with her or enact some kind of, punishment if she is around Jax or in the room with Jax or whatever. And I believe that 100%. Hey,
But like,
baby.
if I'm like, let's say I work at a restaurant with some dirtbag dude that goes out, is with too many women, drinks too much. When he comes over to the house, he punches holes in the wall, and I got to call him up and get that. How often do you think my girlfriend wants me to hang out with him? Ever? At all? So,
Yeah.
like, I get like, I guess if we're wanting to know so bad why she went running, is it because Patrick is too controlling? Show me Patrick first, and then I'll be worried about how controlling he is. If this Patrick
Fair
dude
enough.
exists and it isn't her Teddy Ruxpin doll that she nicknamed Patrick, which I assume it is at this point, because why not? Then I do not care. As far as I'm concerned, somebody tells me they distanced themselves from Jax Taylor, you get a round of applause. And I don't mean a stupid ass Sandoval slow clap. I mean,
Slow.
you get a regular round of applause from me.
But they all keep saying in this kind of like hushed way that Stassi's really going through a lot. Like she's just been through so much. And I think we get a little bit of a pocket of it in a minute. What? Yes, baby. It's already come. That's it on the thing. I'm recording. But there's all of this sort of like suggestion that there's something going on that we don't know about. And I mean, I guess we get it with the sex tape because they revealed that Stassi has a sex tape,
Oh,
which we know she did,
that
right?
was shocking. I mean, I don't know if
We
we're getting
already
into
knew
that
she had a
now or
sex
what,
tape.
but
Well, we'll do it in a minute. But we know that she had that. But
the only thing I knew about, like, I saw those words together, like, on Reddit before. That's all I've known. I didn't know how this was going to come out or anything. The
she
important,
says, well, sorry, but she says that her and this goes to speak to your point, I guess, maybe to prove your point, but she says that the way she feels about Jax and the way she reacted to him was beyond cheating, that Jax did things that affected her everyday life. So you might be right. Like there may be
then,
things unseen that we didn't know. And then she blocked everybody. She
yes, I mean,
blocked everybody.
that's the important thing, I think, is that we're not just talking about cheating. Like, there's something else. And the stuff she's going through that I guess Kristen knows about, everybody just starts yelling at this point anyway. So like,
I know.
it's
I'm
just
just
a
saying.
calamity. And then like, oh,
We're too
okay,
tender for a reunion.
let's talk about the wedding dress. Like, all right.
But, like, Katie goes in hard on Stassi. You are the most selfish person I've ever met. You dispose of people. You only want followers. And this is
Yes.
about where part one stops and then part two picks up. And
Yes.
everybody is all just holding their breath, waiting to pounce on Stassi about anything. Like they're just listening to react. But that thing about how she's she says like, "Oh, Katie, that's such black and white thinking." Everybody just leaps on her. You're a black and white thinker, and
Including
everybody says,
Andy.
"Oh, yeah."
It's like, you are
Um,
pretty black and white.
but everybody keeps saying how much she's been going through. So here's where Stassi starts to kind of loosen up a little bit. I think she thought she was going to come in there and kind of like be quiet, maybe just like be contrite a little bit. But this is where she starts to kind of really like loosen up a little bit. And she tells Katie, "Yeah, Katie, I heard all the things you were doing. All of this shit was snowballing." And this is where Katie calls her a kept woman. She was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'm
Yes.
talking about Patrick. I'm out here saying I hear that he's being this way and that way to you, and you're a kept woman." And, I think the evidence is there, Jeff.
Yeah, no, the kept woman thing, that's a big statement, I thought. But she's not very good at explaining herself, like, and maybe it's because she was trying not to hide the videotape stuff, because I don't know about that until later. Because she's still trying to do the like, Well, if someone had reached out, like, oh yeah, Katie, you did reach out. My bad. Like, then I would have been nice. Okay, look, I wasn't ever nice. Like, there's just no, it's just like the last time when she was trying to tell Lisa, she was trying to say, like, I've been a good friend too, but like, could not let herself say it. There's
But
just something not coming out.
this whole sequence, though, Jeff, about how Kristen is the only one who is talking to her, the only one that's reaching out to her, she blocked everyone.
Right.
So, like, how are you complaining about nobody reaching out to you and everybody cutting you off when you
That's,
immediately made it improbable for them to get in touch with you?
I agree. I mean, I absolutely agree. And I think that's why she has a tough time describing herself, because I don't think she knows it. I think if she had just left and gotten out of here, then, and Stassi's in New York, then great. But like, she's trying to come back, but not all the way back. And when she gets a little bit in, she talks shit about Sir. And then Schwartz starts talking for some reason. And that's dumb.
She does apologize for the comments that she made. Do you perceive that sincere?
Yeah, she does try to, she says it numerous times and is saying, like, I am apologizing to everybody, as she looks at everyone from Jax's right all the way around until she gets to Jax's left. And speaking of Jax, this is when we get a very, very
Oh my God.
disturbing piece of news. So much
Oh,
so that I had to go into work
oh my
today
God.
talking about it. I do not go into work talking. I mean, like, people know I'm doing this podcast, obviously, but like, I don't go in. This dude on Vanderpump last night, all that time. But since someone was listening to a
Jeff,
true crime podcast about psychos, I did mention this today, because holy fuck.
Jeff, this is unhinged. This tattoo that he says is a hybrid of Carmen and Stassi. First off, it's not Carmen.
Mm-mm.
He only has to say that because he fucked her last night.
Mm-hmm.
And how it's like half and half, and it's got a, like a Dios de los Muertos vibe
Yep.
to it. I mean, the tattoo is cool as hell. Like, I really like it. But why?
You
Why is
mean
it
if it was
Stassi?
like on a mural somewhere, you would think it was cool, or on
Well,
Jax's shoulder?
if it wasn't his ex-girlfriend, if it was just some rando pinup girl,
Yeah.
great. What is this man doing? What is this man doing? Say the psychology. What
I
is the psychology?
My first thing is, that guy didn't return your email. Like, great. You should have a fucking restraining order against him immediately. Immediately.
No,
Why she
Jeff.
isn't on the phone calling the police station right now to be like, this guy cannot be within 500 yards of me at any time.
Jeff,
Who
she
cares
doesn't
why
hate
she
it,
ran
though.
out?
She does not hate it. She likes it. She is flattered by it. You can see her neck flushes a little. She's laughing. I mean, yeah, she does say straight up serial killer, but like, I think that she likes that she perceives that is, some sort of declaration. She is flattered by that.
Yeah, that's disturbing too.
I mean, I'm just saying. And also, I don't think I'd be mad at it either. If an old,
The
if an old
Just the face,
boyfriend,
or with the skull and everything, that
I
also.
love it. I love it. I would be so on board with it. Like, I think it's cool. Now, do I think that it's cool that he did it and they've been broken up for however many years and they're
Yeah,
not
see, I have
speaking and he's
follow-up
had
questions now that you say you like it. Now, okay, an X of years of 3 years gets a tattoo of you. By the way, you aren't currently talking. You aren't like still doing it on the side and still having something cute, and you actually tell each other that you love each other and you're doing all these things except officially dating. You are not doing anything. You have ruled this person out of your life. You can't even receive an email from this person the next time you see them with a shirt off. Last time you saw them without a shirt off, they had your name written on the left side of their body so it could be close to their heart. This time you saw his body, it has half your face and half a skull.
I mean,
You
I'm
like it.
not
You
mad
like
at
it.
it.
You like it.
At least I do. At least they're still thinking about you. Like, you are living forever on them. Like, no matter
Shocked.
where this
I'm
person
shocked.
I know. I did not say I'm a healthy human being, but she liked it too. She thought it was kind of cool.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I took a picture of it. Y'all go, if you haven't watched it, go to the socials. I'll put a picture of his tattoo on there. But then it transitions into this whole conversation between Stassi and LVP, and I don't know. Lisa Vanderpump does this thing, the same that she's like, well, I don't meddle in these kids' lives. She was like, Stassi, I didn't push you to do anything. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. And, but we also heard that she called Lisa an old lady, and that she claimed on some podcast that she was a star and she thinks she's better than them all. Like, all of that is just retreading. We saw you. We saw the confessionals. We saw all the mean shit you were saying. We know.
Yeah, Lisa has lots of great stuff to say about Katie, though, in a minute. I'm just skipping over the part where Schwartz is a putz for 20 minutes.
Oh, God, I know. So much. We do have to revisit your very favorite moment of the season in which Katie had to motorboat a D.
Yeah. And we kind of hear about where it comes from and all that, but we don't get more of it. And
Nope,
she
there was
wasn't
no
doing it.
interrogation.
And then
But-
Sandoval does a very failed slow clap.
I'm gonna tell you right now, though, Jax would fuck the shit out of LVP if he had the chance. This is where he turns to her and this is Andy's explaining to her what a motorboat is, and he was like, "Here, let me show you." And then he gets this kind of little bit of a flush, and and she gets a little bit of a twinkle. I need it. That is my sexy fanfic. Forget about the Toms kissing. It is Jax and LVP.
All right. Let's see. They've definitely had some time together, just the two of them. They've been close. Maybe there's been some drinks. Do you think anything, and I mean at this point, 2015, has anything happened? I mean, a kiss on the lips, a cheek, nothing.
No, Lisa is
okay.
So
I'm with you. I'm just wondering.
Yeah. Well, she receives that power from him flirting with her and her be able to say no and her be able like the denigration a little bit. Like, that is their vibe. Like, that's the kink that exists between them. If they were to have sex, first off, she would 100% get an STD. And second, that it would just dissolve that bubble of silly flirtation. But even at the end, which we can get to it, but even at the end, when they're all saying their goodbyes and they come out, she reaches over and grabs his hand and gives a little giggle. They're best buds.
Yeah.
Sex buds.
So you do think something.
I mean, I feel like he would say yes in a hot minute. I think it's all.
What do you mean he would? I mean, what?
She ticks a lot of boxes for him.
Hole is a hole.
Right. That was a silly thing to say. You're right. More about frickin' Miami girl.
Oh, we do hear Kristen reached out to Miami girl first. So you're right. I won't go back on the other one.
I knew I wrote it down somewhere. More about this. If I never hear the phrase Miami girl ever again, it'll be too soon. I do say this too, that Ariana is so up Tom's butt because, Andy says hey, you never lost faith. You never, ever wavered. And she was like, well, it wasn't about faith. It was just about one person being honest. And she says this weird thing. She says, the only folks that have the facts and the truth are me and Tom. That's not true, Ariana.
Nope. It's half true.
Exactly. It's, you have what he told you.
Uh-huh. Which is probably the truth at this point also, just not on camera.
I do believe he did tell her the truth for sure.
What about phrases that start with the word stimulate? Do you want to hear those from Tom Sandoval anymore?
I did have to rewind to see what this exchange was. And then when I processed it, I was like, oh my God, Sundi, why did I do that myself? So
I did too.
The suggestion is that before James and Kristen were together.
Yes. Let me just say, yes.
He gave him advice. Yep. And now Tom Sandoval's legacy lives on.
So Kristen was on the patio yelling at Diana, the manager.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm sorry. Were you not done? Oh, my bad.
I can be done. Sheena does comment on the octave that she hits that you loved. And this is so funny. When we did the last episode and I like, made my voice do it.
Yeah.
I guess my voice got so high that the microphone just didn't even do it, or when I ran it through the like, the optimization, it was like, "Mm-mm, we're not doing that," and so it just, like, cut it right out, so
That
good
wasn't
for
a
Sheena for
human. Sorry,
yeah,
some
they're like,
demon
"So
came
sorry."
out of here and
Yeah,
made a noise
exactly.
on your podcast.
Yeah. It seems like Kristen might be sorry for saying "suck a dick, Diana," right? Like, a
Yeah.
little bit? I mean,
Yeah. A little bit.
what is
Says she should have quit
sorry
again.
now?
Like
Yeah.
we've been over that. We've heard that 20 times in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, no new news here. She doesn't even really get a reaction to the celebration shots where Kristen was fired. We don't even really get a reaction to that,
Yeah, she
which I
does
was
say the
like,
cooks doing it were kind of funny.
yeah, because they were high-fiving each other, like,
Yeah, I wanted
uh
more of that. Like right around here is when I started realizing the show would be better if there was like a live audience, like Jerry Springer style, like, and they're all just chanting for each person as it goes along, and like, Andy, Andy, and their security guards ripping people off. Yeah, I think that would be better.
Well, this is where we get to the most important day of 2014.
That is correct.
And is Sheena's wedding.
Hmm.
And Sheena doesn't love the way she acted. It was really hard for Katie. Schwartz stands by his ring on a string. He
Yeah,
stands by it.
amazing. And even for Schwartz, an amazing comment. I stand by it. I don't see what was so wrong about
It
it.
was so wild. It was so wild. Crop top wedding dress. We got it.
Yeah.
Flashed to like Stassi shanking. And Stassi was like, everybody is saying mean things about each other. But Sandoval was like, well, maybe. But all of us are friends and we're in good natures. You're just mean as hell. And you know who else we didn't see? Christina Kelly. We
I
did
know.
not get any insight from Christina Kelly.
No, we got her in a couple like old videos and they didn't no bringing her out though. Mm.
Yeah. And
When
so
they were
we have
showing Sheena like, doing her bridezilla thing going off. I didn't notice the first time I didn't do the dollar dance. I didn't do the garter. At one point she asked, "Where's my purse?" Da 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 da. I'm like, I don't know if all these things are this person's job. Like, and I honestly I think they tied the knot like 40 seconds before this. And then she's like, "We haven't done any of these
yeah,
things," and it's just going off. Like the "Where's my purse" in the middle of it was just like I needed one more bullet point and like, "Where's my purse? What's my dad doing? Who is that person?"
poor Danielle. Danielle really went through it on that Sheena's wedding day. Um, okay, so this is the meatiest and the juiciest
Yeah.
thing that we get over all 2 hours. So Stassi says that all of this, that she was being so mean and being so nasty as a way to deflect from what was really going on, which was an old boyfriend, which I think we know it was Frank, came into Sir, showed her sex tape around. Sheena saw it, everybody saw it, and she said she'd rather look like an asshole than just come out with admitting that she had the sex tape. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I have all my I can tell this in just my questions. I was like, "What videos? Sheena shared it or not?" Like Jax even says he's appalled at it. I'm like, "When was this? What the fuck are we talking about?" Like, so I guess this is from, like it's from Frank.
Yeah.
Uh,
And so remember, it was in between season. We talked about it on the show, but it didn't happen on BPR. But
right.
we talked about it as sort of like rumors. I think our guest Alia even brought it up. But like in between seasons 1 and 2, I believe that the sex tape that Frank had of him and Stassi, he threatened to leak it,
Mhm.
and Lisa Vanderpump had to pay him off to get, to keep him from leaking it, to keep him from selling it. But apparently he did not delete it. And so he still had it. So he comes in to Sir, he shows it around. He is making a big deal about everybody seeing it. Sheena sees it, Jack sees it, they all see it. And Stassi is upset with Sheena because Sheena, I guess, told everybody that it existed or made fun of the fact that it existed.
Yeah.
And this is like, if we did Because the Past on reunions, this would be a major Because the Past. Everybody has a sex tape now. Like, everybody has nudes. Everybody has the hidden folder on their phone right now. Like, it's not that big a deal. But Stassi is obviously devastated by this, right? Everybody has hit the hidden folder.
But rightfully so on this. Like, this is one of those things that comes out in the reunion. This would have changed the entire season for me. Like, I'm not going back and
Yeah.
rewatching it immediately or anything. But I'm not saying it completely explains all of Stassi's behavior, but this completely changed her mind frame, her frame of mind, mindset, and all this, the entire
Yeah.
season. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, and honestly, if they're not going to tell us more about the video than they are right here in the reunion, why not say that at the beginning of the season? Why is that?
Yes.
What's the point of being that caught up? Because then the whole season, like, viewers are just banging their fucking head against the wall. Like, this bitch is fucking crazy. She's out of her mind. Why would she go on about this? Like, if you were like, well, that one girl, she's not sure. She might have shared her sex tape around the restaurant. Been like, oh shit, I would have been pissed off at her
Right?
too.
Yes, and, like, you said this about Jax or something earlier episodes about, hey, the truth would make you so much more palatable.
Yes. Yeah.
And it would be so much easier for us to connect with you, or it would make your existence and your choices so much more, like, explainable.
Yeah.
But I do get the fact, because it is 2014, I do get the fact that she didn't want this to happen. Like, she probably didn't want her parents to see it. She probably did not want it to be common knowledge. I think it was already kind of like on the precipice of getting leaked. So I can understand why she fought so hard for it not to be part of the storyline, but I do not get the excuse of, oh, I was an asshole, as a way to deflect from y'all knowing about it. Like, I don't buy that.
Yeah, no, I mean, or she just thought she'd risk it and then saw that she came off looking really poor in the season. And now on the reunion, it's like, okay, free to discuss the tape for 4 minutes. And then it's like,
Right.
but just like Sandoval at the reunion last year being like, I don't know, sometimes I do think about Kristen having sex with other guys. And that's why he's so unbothered about her and Jack sleeping together. Like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, dude, that changes the last 2 months of me watching this whole thing. Like, why are we waiting so long for this? Like, it's like we're waiting on a new Avengers movie to come out and we've got to look
Yeah.
for the
And
secrets
also,
somewhere else.
why did we have to go through an entire 50 minutes of part 1 to get this
Yeah.
juicy tidbit? Like, why wait? I mean, like, I just felt like they really stole our time from us in this way. And then it kind of like wraps up, and when they are going to commercial or they're going on break or whatever, this is Katie and Stassi bickering. And, Katie's like, your boyfriend's a bad guy, and you stopped hanging out with us is the minute that you started hanging out with him. And, like, you can hear Stassi saying things like, Katie, I'm not being mean to you. Why are you being mean to me? And it was just an interesting kind of, like, inside baseball look at the dynamic that has evolved between them, because we didn't talk about Patrick. We didn't say anything about Patrick. And so Patrick is obviously a wedge that has happened between them, or made it more so, made the chasm more between Katie
Yeah.
and Stassi, which I feel like as viewers, we should have known that as well.
My comment on this whole thing was just, please, more of this. This is what I need right here.
Yes.
And also, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's Patrick saying it or it's Stassi feeling like since she's with Patrick, she needs to do these things differently. He could not give two shits for all I know. I have no idea. I don't know,
I mean, yeah. And then we go back to Sheena's wedding. We talk about the punch that was heard around the world. Was it a punch? Was it Muay Thai? Was it a combination of either? I like that James is saying, I really provoked it. I was blacked out.
Yeah.
And then Andy talks about, he characterizes it as Kristen's final spree. Now, we definitely do not have to rehash it, but was there anything that the crowd said about her final spree that was new or that is valuable to talk about now?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of just whatever from here on out, until we get to I mean, it's really Jack's all over the place for a little while until we get to the ultimatum thing. Like, Jax has like 10 really dirtbag lines kind of trying to defend himself, like
Well, I
everybody
like how
knows who I am and what I do. Like, but we don't. You do something different. We have no
right.
idea. Like, I can assume you'll do the worst thing, but if the worst things are just nobody got pregnant, nobody died,
Yeah, nobody got divorced.
nobody
Yeah, nobody got
divorced.
pregnant, nobody died divorced. But I do like how Andy frames the question to Jax. He said, talking about why Jax told about the Miami girl or whatever at the dinner, and he said, in your mind,
Yeah.
why did you do this? Like, what was going on in your mind? And I thought that was a really interesting way to get Jax kind of on his heels a little bit and
Yeah.
not be so defensive. Because he said he wasn't even there. He was
Mm-hmm.
buying beer at CVS, which apparently you can buy beer at CVS in Miami. And it was retaliation for San Diego. So
Yeah.
again, there's this like really gray area. Did he know that it happened? Did he not know it happened? Was he there? Was it not? Like,
I've still never seen Jax drink a beer. Just putting that out there once again.
that's
Never
right.
seen Jax Taylor drink a beer.
That is a good clue.
I think he was
this
on the
is
beach
also-
having sex with Anne Marie Sprint still.
Yeah, for sure. After the beer run, maybe. But this is also too where Jax very sinisterly says to James or to Kristen, I can't remember. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you after this. Like you got what's coming to
James.
you." Was it James? It was James.
Yeah,
He kind of
like
looked
he's
in
gonna
that direction.
fight him.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, you got what's coming to you." Schwartz admits he's a Jack sympathizer, and you know what? I feel like we are all complicit in the Jack sympathy. And Ariana really wishes that Tom would just cut him out because he's afraid of a shot.
She could totally do without him.
Yeah.
And like she's almost like, I hate to say it right now. And that's when he's like, I admit everything I do. Like, no, you just said everything you did 10 different ways. Like you really don't. And I'm tired of you in your face.
I mean, it's interesting to me how many chances they give this man versus that they give Kristen. But I want to get to Tom Schwartz's funny little bit that he does.
The ultimatum comes up. We go over. When I thought you were going to talk about my favorite scene of the season, I thought you were going to talk about the ring on the string as somebody is like, Mr. and Mrs. Shea, and then they're like, he's like, here's my little gold chain. It's not a string, it's a gold chain. Like,
sir, it's rose gold. Have some respect. Okay, have some respect.
It's not a string. I don't know.
I told somebody about that the other day. Speaking of like talking about this in my real life, I was talking about it, about how in the background it was like, welcome to Mr. and Mrs. But no, Schwartz does this bit, and he does it at the end where he pulls another thing out of his pocket. And it's like, I would like to ask you to continue being my girlfriend until this man deserves to get his throat slit.
Bye, dude. Bye, dude.
There is nothing that is. He's not coming back from that. Like, no.
Is he fucked up? Like, I mean, on something, especially on this stage here. I mean, I thought this earlier because they show him sometimes, and he's like, he looks like he's like Marty McFly just jumped back into 1955. Like he looks just kind of like
kids ask your parents
as something, and I'm like, what's going on with you, dude? And then when he did this thing at the end, I felt like he started like, because when he kind of like shakily puts it back on his own finger, which is what he does with that green ring that he had, I'm like, I don't know if he knows what he's doing. I think he just got a wild. I think he's buzzed, and something in his head was like, hey, do that ring thing. And then halfway through, he was like, oh, fuck, I forgot what I'm doing here. This is a dumb thing.
He said out loud, he is filing for an extension.
That's correct.
This is some chore that he's got to do, and that he is trying to kick the can down the road. Listen, buddy, Katie, what are you doing? This man does not want to marry you.
No,
it is so humiliating.
Yeah,
I don't. So bad.
It doesn't happen often, but usually if I'm agreeing with Stassi on something, then things are good. And like, it's right after this fucking incident, and Stassi's like, yeah, I'm ready to get up out of here. And I was like,
Yeah.
I hear
It's like,
you.
I'm miserable.
I am too. Then like, even if I knew everything that she done and my up and down thoughts about Stassi, if we were right there in the same group and that shit happened with Schwartz and she's like, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. I'm like, I'm with her. Let's go. Like, cause
I mean,
I can't be around this. Like,
it's
rest
so
assured,
rude.
Tom Schwartz, like, I'm filing all of this. You want to file for an extension? You have a disgusting looking file right now, and it has
Yeah.
two glaring errors. Not even to mention that you have cheated on this woman twice. That's third and fourth on the list. That's how bad you are as a normal person.
I mean, and the idea that a woman pushing 30, to use Katie's words, is putting up with this fucking nonsense, like,
Yeah,
he ain't handsome enough. I'm just
yeah.
saying.
Oh, we do
So,
get a little tidbit of Christina Kelly has apologized to Sheena for those comments.
okay. Okay.
Just throw it,
Um,
just because I'm trying to get back to my sweet Christina
we'll
Kelly.
see. We do sort of end, or like before the end, we kind of like with Stassi telling Katie, I don't want it to be this way. And then she uses that phrase, you change the rules, not me. And that's when everybody was like, what? That's some typical Stassi. See what you did?
Yeah,
Like they just kind of like leap on her. Lisa says that she is not welcome back at SUR. Like that relationship is over. Everybody sort of agrees that Stassi's very disrespectful to Lisa. I mean, we'll see. We know just from being alive in the world that Stassi does return to
yeah,
Vanderpump Rules season 4. Sheena accepts her apology. She says they'll never be friends again, but she wishes her the best. Okay, and that's how we end it, right?
yeah. I was like, right before it happened, I guess Peter's about to come out. And they're like, let's bring out Peter. It's like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Peter, Jiggy, Shay, Ken,
Ken.
all of the D team. These poor people.
So yeah,
Um
that was 2 hours.
I mean, yeah. So if you had to give the reunions a grade, what would you give it?
Like a letter grade,
Yeah.
D minus. Like they just because of the videotape, I'm gonna pass
Yeah.
them. Other than that, I don't need any more overlapping crying, overlapping yelling. Like I said, if they had just done like if it was just Andy and Sir alone, or like Andy and Katie could have been there, or Andy and Lisa, you're like, let's take a look back at 2014 and 2015. And they kind of showed a few clips and then talked about it and then showed and like, here's something you didn't, which I guess is coming up next, secrets. But
It
there's
better be
no
good.
other like it was just like watch this season and fast forward, but louder. And that's all
That's
this
exactly
was.
right. That's a funny way to say it. Okay, so let's see who's the LVP of the reunion and who's the chump of the reunion.
You start. Who's your
Okay,
chump?
so my chump is Stassi. Number 1, she did not come to do any. That's hard to say though, because I really think that she delivered the absolute juiciest bit of the
Yeah.
reunion. So maybe she was the LVP. Okay, you know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm changing. I will have her. I'm going to have Jax as the chump. I did have Jax as the LVP and Stassi as the chump, but I want to flip flop those for reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think Stassi delivered the only watchable moments. And I am not trying to make light of her like revenge porn that Frank did. But if it
No.
wasn't for Stassi existing in these 2 hours, it would have been completely unwatchable. The chump is Jax because he double spoke his way around every single thing. He did not reveal anything. And he is absolutely in the middle of every single solitary piece of narrative drama, but is not willing to kind of give any insight to it. So those are my LVP and chump, which flip flop.
I'm gonna go special reunion rules, and we can agree on the LVP because I'm giving it
Okay.
to start. I mean, she explained a little bit about herself, and that's really more than anybody else did. I mean, like,
I agree.
no, she was pretty much the only one. my chump has
Okay.
got to be pretty much my perma chump these last couple months. And mainly because he did a brand new gag for the reunion. And I'll do that ring thing bombed, not only with my girlfriend in a major way, but all my very close friends said it was horrible. The timing was off. It was a dumb thing. She asked me specifically not to do it. I watched it on TV a few months ago. It looks like the entire internet and therefore the world is against me on it. So I think for this one, what I'll do is probably something pretty similar. See what happens.
Look,
No.
do we think... Like, did they have a conversation before? And he's like, "Hey, Katie, I'm going to do this bit. Is it okay?"
No, there's no way. I can't imagine. I mean, and I did think for a second, just like I did at the wedding when he started on it, I was like, oh, don't ask her to marry you right here in front of these people. And then he had the gag and I was like, God damn, marrying her would have been so much better. Like if he had, I mean, that went from what a stupid idea to like, oh man, you really should have done that. I mean, this is just a bad, I can't imagine like, and shame on any of his friends. If he told like Sandoval or some other dude we don't know that he was going to do that and they signed off on it, that's on them too, man.
There's no way he got a thumbs up from anybody in his life about that, especially after we watched Katie cry as they're announcing Mr. and Mrs. Shea about her stupid, ring on a rose gold string. No, there's no way he cleared it.
If I'm Sandoval, I'm pissed. I'm throwing him up against the wall in Sir Alley immediately after this. Like, dude, do you know how bad you're making me look? I'm your best friend in the world, and you're doing some bullshit like that. Me and my girl are over here, like, making out at the wedding, having the best time, living in La La Land, and you just did 2 bonehead fake engagements? What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
like,
it's terrible.
Did all your umbrella modeling go to your head or something? What's going on?
I mean, we still have the secrets revealed, though. So I have high hopes for it. I really hope that it delivers. And so that'll be Monday. And we'll do secrets revealed. And then we'll do our hopes, wishes, dreams, wants, all of
Tuesday.
that for Tuesday. I know we're swapping the schedule around, y'all. Bear with me. You know how poorly I am at scheduling. On Tuesday, we'll have the, hopes, wants, wishes. And if you have any ideas, like email them to us, find us on social media and send us what you want to see, what you hope to see happen in season 4. I've already got some things. Number 1 is Patrick's fucking face. But we have got so much content. I really want to kind of remind everybody all the other cool stuff. Yes, we do have the vintage VPR stuff, but we're doing Top Chef, the brand new, which it is really, really fun. And I'm the newbie and Jeff is kind of the expert. And we're doing the season 23, the Carolinas. And so far we've had 2 episodes. So you can find those on Monday nights. Right after the show drops, you can go straight and listen to our podcast about it. And it's really ramping up. And we've had some interviews with 2 of the chefs. Chef
Sundi's
Jay,
interviewed
Joseph.
2 folks. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And Jennifer Jackson both live in Georgia, or one is from Georgia, one lives in Georgia. And we are taking on Ladies of London, which drops on Thursday nights. And so the first 3 episodes are in one pod, and then episode 4 dropped last night. So, and 2, we are doing some fun little mini episodes where we talk about cook books, and I'll let you tell about it, Jeff. Tell them about it.
We're going to have a little mini Top Chef episode every week also, where we do have some book recs, kind of talk about maybe one dish or so. And we have something new coming this week where Sundi's going to pick something, a mystery ingredient, and we're going to have something for ourselves to eat next week. So please check into that, and please check out Ladies of London. It was a very entertaining first episode that y'all did.
It's
very fun. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you on the flip side.
All right.